What's up, guys? Today I just want to briefly talk about supplements. You know, why are they important? How can they be important? And which supplements should you usually opt for, especially if you're a natural lifter. Obviously there's other enhanced supplements that people tend to go for, but we'll only dwell on that a little bit because personally I don't know much about it, but I do know a little bit, and maybe hopefully I can try to steer people away from that route if possible. But pretty much when it comes down to supplements, they're not necessary, but they can make your goals, kind of your whole progress, more efficient. And this is simply because especially for lifestyle purposes, such as health products like fish oil or multivitamins, these things are essential, especially something like a fish oil that people don't normally eat fish in ample amounts on a regular basis. I know, especially me, I don't like fish, so I have to consume my omega-3s in some way. So supplement is really kind of key for me, and I'm sure a lot of people can kind of benefit from the benefits that omega-3s provide. I'll put some stuff on the screen for you that you can kind of read through, but something like a multivitamin you can't really lose. It's kind of like an insurance policy. You don't really necessarily always need it, but it's there just in case. And it's the same for a multivitamin. It has all your essential minerals and vitamins that you need on a daily basis. And obviously the needs kind of vary from person to person, from gender to gender, depending on your weight, depending on your genetics overall. It's all different for everyone. But a multivitamin kind of just adds that little extra layer of insurance just in case, because realistically you should always be trying to get most of your nutrients through food. And this is why it's really important that I spoke about in the past that you choose good quality food, nutrient dense foods. Usually these are whole foods, such as your rice, your potatoes, your steak, your chicken, etc. This is why a lot of people kind of push towards these foods, because they have all the nutrients that you need, and then maybe you won't really even need a multivitamin. But in my case, I'm only arguing for it because it's just an insurance policy and it doesn't hurt to take it. But obviously there's other health products that can benefit you, obviously depending on the person. As I was saying, there's your collagens, there's your biotins, there's a bunch of magnesium supplements. There's so many things that you can kind of research and really dig in, and really kind of, if you need to, kind of go to your doctor and find out maybe what you're lacking and what you need more. And maybe you need more zinc, maybe you need vitamin D because you don't get enough sun. It varies from person to person. So that's something to note about supplements. What other people use won't necessarily work for you, and vice versa. So you got to kind of find your own stack. But we'll kind of transition into the whole training supplements. There's obviously, most notably, your protein powders and your pre-workouts, your creatine, your beta alanine. But we'll start off one by one. So whey proteins, kind of any kind of isolate. There's obviously casein that digests slower, and there's whey that digests quicker, and they each have their place and they each have their price points depending on the quality as well, the brand, the reputation. It all comes into play. But I think the one thing that remains consistent with all the proteins is that it's just a way to fill in the gaps where you may need it, and it's also a quick and easy source of protein. That's another thing, especially maybe during a time crunch like pre-workout or post-workout, or let's say you have a very busy schedule, you have a very busy job, you're very on the go, and you need protein consistently, as we all know. But this is where your protein powders come into play. And you don't always necessarily have to go for the most expensive, but you do get what you pay for in some ways. And there's obviously the flavors and all that. You got to kind of find what you kind of like But the point is that it offers an easy source of protein. It's that simple. But in terms of pre-workouts, obviously you don't need a pre-workout. Once again, you don't need any of this. But in terms of pre-workout, it can help you kind of help you get up in a boost of energy with the caffeine content that a lot of the pre-workouts contain. There's also obviously a bunch of pump products and a bunch of muscular contraction products that are included in these pre-workouts that allow you to kind of hit these peak contractions, these peak pumps, just overall improve your training ability to kind of perform at your best, especially if some of these pre-workouts have nootropics in them, kind of help you with your focus and endurance, etc. But in terms of creatine, creatine, especially creatine monohydrate, there's obviously other creatines out there like Cbum and whatever. I'm not even going to go into that, but the basic monohydrate is arguably the most researched supplement out there. It's been used for decades at this point, and there's honestly zero negative effects for most people. For most people, it tends to work, and obviously it's not magic, but it can help you kind of increase your ATP and overall hit that explosive power in your training, and it helps you get those extra reps in. I'll obviously throw in some information on the screen so you can kind of see and kind of figure out if it's for you. But you should always do your own research no matter what. But that's kind of the basics. Those are kind of the core three, in my opinion. There's obviously more like beta-alanine, like I said, and others. But these are usually the core three, especially for natural people and honestly anyone in general. And they can help you kind of make more efficient progress, make things easier, just make things more enjoyable, kind of more smooth, I don't know. But in terms of, as I was saying in the beginning, I don't know much of the enhancement products, but obviously I'm referring to anabolics. You don't need this, especially if you're kind of starting off. And even me, I'm only in like my 5th year of training. Realistically, I have at least another 3 years of progress, decent progress. After these 8 to 10 years, my progress depending on my genetics. Obviously, I don't know them yet. Once I get to that point, I'll understand whether I'm still progressing or not. But once I get to that point, that's pretty much where my genetic limit is gonna peak, and I won't really be able to make any more progress. I will just simply be able to kind of maintain. But that is just nature. That is just genetics. That is just how the body works, especially when you're a natural. But I don't want to kind of discourage people to just be natural, because it's a beauty. It takes a while, and if you're able to kind of start from the beginning, start from the dirt and kind of make your way up and learn and kind of progress and just make mistakes, fail, improve, you kind of become your own master. You don't necessarily need to like teach others and tell others what to do, because as I said, everything is really individual based. Not everything works for others that you do. So, but the main thing is that you kind of reach your limit, your genetic limit, before you even think of taking anything. There's really no point. The only thing someone would get out of taking steroids early, let's say year 2, someone would take steroids, you just hit that genetic limit faster. But obviously you do have the enlargements and whatnot, but honestly, it's all very personal based. A lot of people have these goals of becoming bodybuilders and Hollywood actors or whatever, and they may kind of find the use out of this stuff. But if you're just a normal person and you have a passion for all this, you don't need it. I think you should take pride in not being one of those people, because most of the people that you see on social media, a bunch of the influencers that you see, they are on something for the most part. Obviously, they're not going to always admit it, because it's just how it works these days. It's very easy to get tempted into taking these things. It's just very unfortunate, but you should just kind of do your own thing and really take it slow. You can't just really straight hop into that world, because there's obviously a lot of negative effects that go into that. Now I don't know much about it, so I won't even go into it, but I'm sure if you do your research and you find out more about it, you'll kind of start to figure out that that's not really the route to go, maybe until you're older and you hit your limit, as I was saying. But overall, I just wanted to make this video of supplements and really their use and how they're important, and which ones maybe you should try and find if they work for you. But like I said, everyone is different. Just find the supplements that work for you, that you need, and hopefully you can make good progress. I believe in everyone, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this.